tweet. Also important to keep in
Hey
mind that
Tesla
he's
friends,
sharing
this is your
this
Tesla friend
very
here.
large
You can
multi-million
see
dollar
that
potential
Elon Musk
payday in
is doing
options
some crazy stuff
as
out
well
there.
this week. So
He's
it's
selling
interesting to see how
everything,
all of
all his
that is playing
possessions,
out. I would imagine short sellers are kind
and
of
his
losing their
house,
minds a little bit, given the nature of
and
this
he's
of this
saying
tweet.
that
But
um,
Tesla's had a
Tesla's
big week. So is
overpriced.
SpaceX, by the way. NASA just yesterday awarded lunar lander contracts, which is something that I obviously follow. And they awarded one to Blue Origin and the team there. They awarded one to Leidos, and they also awarded one to SpaceX, which is still moving forward despite everything we're seeing with the pandemic, with all of its space plans, including its new Starship rocket. So lots to talk about always with Elon Musk.
Absolutely. And about the broader markets as well. Let's bring in Cowen CEO Jeff Solomon, talk about where we are after this remarkable week. Jeff, it's good to have you back. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you too, Carl.
We have so many earnings stories to...
Okay, people, friends, if you can help me out, subscribe, like, and tell everybody else about my channel. So, anyways, people, I'm not sure what's up with Elon Musk, what he's doing. I would recommend he's like using profanity and stuff on his stock in the quarter, I guess, meeting on the phone with people. So I'm not sure what's going on with Tesla, but it's been having problems for a long time. Maybe a lot of you guys that are or females or girls that have Tesla cars may not have known in the past, since you might be newer. A lot of weird things go on in Tesla. A lot of things that Tesla says are not true. Right now, Elon, he got a bunch of, what do you call those, ventilators from China, just because he's got some good connections over there, and the Chinese government loves him. But I heard stories that turned out that they were not very good. They're not useful. They were just those sleeping machines where they, when people go to sleep at night, they wear a machine over their mouth. I heard it was just those machines. I'm not sure what the story is. I hope that people come out and document all this stuff and come out with the actual information. If you have the better information than I do, put it out. At this point, I think Elon Musk should be working with China to get more medical supplies for the U.S. Obviously, the Chinese government loves him. He gets special favors over there. They allowed him to start up his factory in China very quickly, and they gave him all the necessary stuff that he needed to start it right up. That, I'm sure he got an unfair advantage over other companies in China, so you can tell the Chinese government really loves the guy. So he should parlay that relationship to get, more mainly face masks. Get those N95 face masks that we need, and whatever else we need. Maybe those testing kits, reagents, and all that stuff that we don't have. He needs to do that. So, but I'm not sure what he's doing. So I know he defied the San Francisco or whatever county he's in, close to that area, and kept the factory running, building cars. And the sad part was when I heard that, um, I was kind of concerned about it because I knew it was probably not the right thing to do. And I probably knew he wasn't supposed to be doing that. And I knew like Ford and GM had been shutting down their factories, and then Elon Musk was trying to build more cars. I think he was, well, in general, he didn't want to stop building cars, but actually it was towards the end of the quarter. So his little stunt that he kept the factory open, he was able to eke out a few days of extra car production. So that saved his first quarter, and that's the reason why he probably made his numbers in the first quarter. Um, you know, uh, quarterly report. So, even though he didn't do what he was supposed to do, and it was probably illegal. But in many instances like this, just you really don't. Nothing happens to you a lot of times, I guess. Maybe they got fined. I don't know. I would like to. Anybody knows if they got fined? Post it up here. But anyways, Tesla friends. Um, so he was so concerned about making cars, but he's got an unfair advantage in China. So now, what I hope he does is that since he's not making cars here anymore at the moment, maybe the people that work for him can get the service centers operating properly. So maybe they can assign people there. They need maybe I'm sure these people can do a lot of customer service. Obviously they may not be able to fix the cars, but since they build them, some of those people may be able to help out fixing cars. But anyways, they should get as many people over to the service centers as possible. Create a plan on how to make them run smoothly there, so that when the time comes, these people come back to the factory, the service centers will be in a better shape to run properly, even with less people working there. It's just kind of sad that the service centers are such in bad shape. Um, I've never had a service appointment go correctly 100%. There's a lot of times there's just stupid stuff happening. Just common service, customer service stuff like Tesla employees going through my stuff, my personal stuff in the car when there's absolutely no reason that should happen, but it happens. And when they're working in a car, once in a while, walk out at the waiting room and look through the windows and see what they're doing to your car. Because trust me, you'll be amazed at some of the stuff they're doing. And sometimes they tell you they're going to order a new part for you, but then later on, it turns out to be a used part. And then you don't get the invoice until you leave the shop. I don't know if they just forgot to email the receipt to me, or they decide to give me the car so I would leave the shop and then get the receipt and realize that they gave me a used part instead of a new part that they stated to me that they were going to give me a new part. So, maybe, I don't know if their goal is to say, hey, you left the shop already, so tough luck, you already agreed to it, when verbally you heard one thing, but then you got something else when you actually look at the records. And since I didn't have the record when I left the shop, I wouldn't know until I got home and looked at it. Yeah, so a lot of times that's how it works. A lot of times it's hard to get them to print out a copy for you at the shop. I guess they're trying to save money, save paper. I'm not sure what the big deal is. So, but anyways, I also heard that Elon Musk had asked employees to come back to work. And I think this happened after San Francisco, or the county he's in, said that they're closing down for the whole month of May. So he can't build cars for the whole month of May in the U.S. So again, I'm just wondering what's going on there. And at the very beginning of this video, I got motivated to shoot this video because, I hate to be the naysayer and talk about all the bad stuff about Tesla, but if that's basically all you're getting from Tesla is a lot of negative stuff, you know, then that's what you talk about. So even some of those famous YouTubers claim that their experiences have been good, but then one of them will say like, hey, I'm pissed off now because my friend has a Tesla and they got crappy service. Well, a lot of times when you're a famous YouTuber, they know who you are. So therefore, you will get great service, but everybody else will not be getting the quality service that the famous YouTuber is getting because obviously they want the famous YouTuber to say good things on his YouTube videos about Tesla. So, but anyways, here's a new little factoid information. Tesla's going to allow you to pay for full self-driving by the month or by a certain amount of time. And, you know, like I said earlier, Tesla should sit down. Since they're not building cars, they need to put committees together and figure out how to rein in Tesla and make it work for everybody and make everybody happy. And no more crazy stuff. Like what Elon's saying. Elon just says overpriced. He's selling all his worldly possessions, I think, and selling his house, I think, and telling everybody Tesla's overpriced. So I'm not sure what's going on with that one. We'll find out, I guess, in the future a little bit. But the craziness at Tesla needs to stop. So, well, let me just explain to you some of the people who are newer to Tesla don't understand this. There's a lot of things that happen at Tesla that are not, not the truth in my opinion. For instance, a lot of the Model S cars had their batteries downgraded to 40 miles per charge lower, and we all know it. Your battery doesn't drop by 40 miles per charge all of a sudden. It's a gradual reduction, but they actually tell us. First of all, they don't tell us they're doing it. But what the rumor is that they changed the software to cut down the charging capacity by about 40 miles, 45 miles, because of a car fire in China when it was charging, and they think the battery is defective. So a lot of Model S's, the older ones, got their capacity cut. Well, number one, Tesla didn't tell any of the owners. Number two, when you ask, they claim they know nothing about it. And number three, they claim it's natural, normal degradation of the battery. So I think all 3 points, are not correct. So, and, there's just so much, going back to pricing, he says that everybody pays the same price. That's not true, people. So, for instance, let's go back to Autopilot. He's got a price full self-driving by the month or a week or a day or whatever. Back then, people pay $5,000 for Autopilot and $3,000 for full self-driving. But if you didn't get either feature, it was $1,000 extra per feature. So the $5,000 Autopilot became $6,000 if you buy after you buy the car after it's not new anymore. The $3,000 full self-driving becomes $4,000, so that's a total of $10,000 you have to pay if you get it after you buy the car. Well, maybe about a year or two ago, he sold Autopilot with full self-driving for $5,000. So that was sold for half price. You can look up Frugal Tesla Guy. He went on a video and said that he bought it. So he basically got it for half price. He should have paid 10, but he got it for 5. And his car was probably about a year old, I'm guessing, thereabouts. I've heard stories of people. One guy had his brand new Tesla Model S, I believe. It was like 3 months old, brand new car. Tesla tried to sell him autopilot for about one half to one third the price. So that would be a 50 to 66% discount for a car that's only 3 months old. When this person should have paid $2,000 extra, he got a dramatic discount. Or yeah, so and so it's I'm not sure what's going on. And when Tesla says everybody pays the same price, that's not true. There's massive discounts usually at the end of the quarter just so they can boost their numbers. But Elon Musk doesn't like the stock market game that he always says he doesn't like. Then don't play the game. Don't try to boost your quarters because think about it. It breaks even if you sell off as many cars this quarter. Then that just means next quarter has that many less cars on sales. So just don't worry about in the quarter boosting sales. You just sell the cars and don't worry if you have to discount just to make more sales in that quarter. You're just losing money. And speak about money, the early adopters, I would say a lot of them think they got screwed on many aspects, and probably many aspects is what I just talked about. But I'm sure there's a lot of other things. There's been a lot of pricing weirdness that allows one buyer to get a Tesla cheaper than another buyer. And what buyer wants to hear that somebody else got a cheaper car? And if it was fair negotiation, that's fine, I suppose. But we're being told that everybody pays the same price. So obviously it's not fair. Obviously there should be no negotiation. We've been told there's fixed prices, everybody pays the same price. So therefore it should be that way, but it's not. And so people aren't happy with that. And usually as a early adopter, you actually usually lose money because the Teslas usually get cheaper, especially when they're not able to sell them or the sales are slow. They get discounted. And then also eventually the prices go down. So, but anyways, Tesla friends, I've been taking up too much of your time. I only wanted 10 minutes, but again, there's just so much to talk about. Please like and subscribe. Please help me out. I need to get starting to make money on this. I'm sure a lot of the famous YouTubers out there, I'm asking for your support. Help the little guys out. I'm sure at one point you were here, and I'm not blaming famous YouTubers. I'm blaming Tesla. So remember that. Don't be upset at me. I'm sure Tesla will be upset with me. And that's another problem with Tesla is they retaliate against you. So that's one thing. Like when you speak up, you always risk retaliation. So hopefully they can put into their modus operandi to not retaliate against customers, but we'll see what happens. So as they don't work in both cars, maybe they can work on the processes, company policies, how to take care of the customers, how to make everybody happy, how to get the repair centers running smoothly, how to get parts to us because parts take forever to get. I know one person said he actually had to total his car because it was going to just take too long to get parts to fix it, so he needed to get another car. So it's just crazy out there. So Tesla, Elon Musk, please fix your problems. Please, please, please. Thanks. Talk to you guys later. Bye.